हे एवरीवन वेलकम बैक। आज की वीडियो में फिर से हम डिस्कस करेंगे हिस्ट्री के कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट एमसीक्यूज। तो यहाँ पर फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन देख लेते हैं। राजा राम मोहन रॉय वाज सक्सेसफुल इन गेटिंग अ बैन इम्पोज्ड ऑन सती अंडर गवर्नर जनरल डैश। तो यहाँ पर देखिए rule of East India Company. It ended in 1858 after the revolt of 1857. The company established its capital in Calcutta, wherein Hastings became its first Governor General. The company rule was ended in 1858 after the proclamation of Government of India Act 1858, when the British government assumed the task of directly administering India. The First War of Independence. The in September 1920 approved the launch of non-cooperation movement till Khilafat issue was addressed by government. The government punished all those responsible for violence and killing in Punjab after the Rowlatt Satyagraha and Swaraj was achieved. Civil disobedience movement. The government didn't respond to 11-point demands made by Gandhi in 1930. As a result, the Congress Working Committee gave Gandhi full power to launch civil disobedience movement. Gandhi decided to make SALT the center of the movement. He believed that the SALT text was the most inhuman poll text the ingenuity of men can devise. Quit India movement. Quit India movement or the Bharat Chodo movement was one of the most powerful national struggle movements characterized by unparalleled heroism demonstrated by people of India. The Congress Working Committee met at Wada on 14 July 1942 and accepted the idea of mass struggle. It adopted the Quit India resolution that was ratified at famous Congress meeting at the Gwalior Tank, Bombay. 8th August 1942. And finally, in 1947, independence and partition. The Indian Independence Act 1947 led to independence of India. It also led to the partition of India, creating the sovereign states of Pakistan and India. These all movements held in these years which are shown here. East India Company it was ruling at this time. First War of Independence held at this time. Formation of Indian National Congress. It was held in 1885. First War of Independence was held between 1857 and 1858. Then Swadeshi movement it was launched between 1905 to 1908. Mahatma Gandhi he was at the time of 1869 to 1948. Non-cooperation movement it started in 1920. Between 1920 and 22 it was there, and then civil disobedience movement it was held between 1930 to 1931. Quit India movement was held in 1942. Independence and partition it finally took in 1947.
New architecture. With the establishment of the British rule in India, new architectural styles developed. As the new cities, particularly Madras, Chennai, Bombay, and Calcutta or Kolkata, development new types of building came up. These new buildings had pointed arches and elongated structures which were a copy of the Gothic style. Most of the buildings that were constructed in the mid-19th century in Bombay followed this style of pointed arches and elongated structures. The Victoria Terminus, Prince of Wales Museum, the Gateway of India, General Post Office, Bombay University, the Old Secretariat, etc. are some such buildings. Another style that was followed in constructing the colonial buildings was that of majestic pillars and rounded arches. This style was borrowed from the classical styles of Rome and Greece. Many of the buildings built in Calcutta and in New Delhi, such as the Connaught Place, the Parliament House, and the Central Secretariat, followed this style. All these buildings try to express the British power and their glory. Kata. In 1668, the English East India Company acquired the zamindari of 3 villages. Soon, a factory was established there, and the whole area was fortified by a fort known as Fort William, after the name of the British monarch William III from 1689 to 1702. But till the presence of strong Nawabs in Bengal like Murshid Quli Khan and Alivardi Khan, the English company remained more or less a mere zamindar of the Nawabs. The company devoted its time towards the commercial affairs up to 1757. When the actual war broke out between the company and the then Nawab Sirajuddaulah, different British settlements in India like Madras, Bombay and Calcutta had developed into flourishing cities. A large number of Indian merchants and traders also flocked to these cities because of better commercial opportunities and also due to the vicious conditions prevailing all around because of the downfall of the Mughal Empire. By the middle of the 18th century, the population of Madras rose to 3 lakh, of Bombay to 70,000 and of Calcutta to 2 lakhs. With the defeat of the Nawabs of Bengal in the Battle of Plassey in 1757 and Battle of Buxar in 1764, the British became all-powerful in Bengal. The importance of Calcutta increased manifold. By the Regulatory Act of 1773, the Governor of Bengal was made the Governor-General of India, and both the presidencies of Madras and Bombay were put under his supremacy. Calcutta remained the capital of British India till 1911. Calcutta, now Kolkata, has many tourist places like the Howrah Bridge, the Victoria Memorial, the Botanical Garden, the Indian Museum, the Alipur Zoo, Birla Planetarium, Ramakrishna Mission and the Belur Mutt. Eden Garden and National Library are its other attractions. Rights which are considered essential or fundamental for the well-being of a person are called fundamental rights. They play a great part in the all-round development of a person. Part 3 of the Constitution of India exclusively deals with the fundamental rights. The Constitution has conferred the following 6 rights on the citizens of India. Right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational rights, and right to constitutional remedies. Right to equality. The Constitution establishes equality before law and equality in protection by law irrespective of status, caste, creed, religion, sect, sex, or color. The Constitution prohibits any sort of discrimination among the citizens of the Republic on any ground. This provision, however, does not prevent any state or central government from making provisions for the uplift of the economically, socially, and educationally backward sections of the society. Equal opportunity in all fields of public life is also guaranteed by the Constitution of India under Article 16. No individual can be discriminated against on grounds of caste, religion, sect, race, sex, or place of birth in public appointments. However, this article does not restrict the reservation of posts for the scheduled castes and the scheduled tribes. Practice of untouchability in any form has been made an offence punishable by law. The Constitution also puts an end to all titles like Rai Sahib, Khan Bahadur, Sardar Bahadur, etc. Article 18 prohibits the state from awarding such titles. Only military medals and academic degrees can be conferred. Right to freedom. Freedom is the very essence of democracy. That is why our Constitution has guaranteed various kinds of individual and collective freedoms to the citizen of India. All citizens shall have the right to freedom of speech and expression, to assemble peacefully and without arms, to form associations or unions, to move freely throughout the territory of India, to reside and settle in any part of the country, to practice any profession or to carry on any occupation, trade or business. But these freedoms are not without restraint. Unrestricted freedom can lead to lawlessness and anarchy. We should respect each other's freedom and should never misuse our rights. Similarly, the right to form an association or union does not mean that one should form such a union or an association which may endanger the safety of the country or indulge in immoral and illegal activities. Right against exploitation. The Constitution of India puts a firm end to such exploitation as forced labor, beggar, traffic in women and children. This right also prohibits employment of children below 14 in mines, factories, and other occupations fraught with danger. Bonded labor in any form has also been made illegal. Right to freedom of religion. India is a secular state. The Constitution confers on the people of India the freedom to follow any religion of their choice, to practice it according to their specific ways, and to preach it. The only restriction on this right is that nothing should be done to malign or incite reaction among the followers of other religions. Cultural and educational rights. All groups, sects, and minorities in the country have been granted the right to safeguard their culture, language, and script. They can open their own educational institutions for this purpose and can teach the children accordingly. But it has been made obligatory for such institutions to give admission to any student desirous to join them. Such students cannot be forced to learn what does not fit in their own cultural framework. It has been clearly laid down that no person shall be denied admission into any educational institution run by the state or aided by the state on grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, or language. Right to constitutional remedies. The Constitution of India confers upon the citizens the right to constitutional remedies. This implies that every citizen is entitled to move the Supreme Court, any of the high courts, or any other court if his or her fundamental right or rights are encroached upon, abridged, or snatched away by the state, a person, or a body of persons. As a matter of fact, the right to constitutional remedies is the only guarantee against encroachment on our fundamental rights. Had this right been not there, all other rights would have been meaningless. Fundamental duties. Every right carries with it a duty. If one has the right to follow one's own religion, it is one's duty to allow others to follow their own. Rights and duties are equally important. That is why our Constitution has laid down certain duties for the citizens along with their rights. Our Constitution lays down that it shall be the duty of every citizen of India to abide by the Constitution and respect its ideals and institutions, the national flag and the national anthem. To cherish and follow the noble ideals which inspired our national struggle for freedom. To uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity, and integrity of India. To defend the country and render national service when called upon to do so. To promote harmony and the spirit of common brotherhood amongst all the people of India, transcending religious, linguistic, and regional or sectional diversities, to renounce practices derogatory to the dignity of women. To value and preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture. To protect and improve the national environment, including forests, lakes, rivers, and wildlife, and have compassion for living creatures. To develop the scientific temper, humanism, and the spirit of inquiry and reform. To safeguard public property and to abjure violence. To strive towards excellence in all spheres of individual and collective activity, so that the nation constantly rises to higher levels of endeavor and achievement. Modern Chennai. Madras or modern Chennai is an important port on the east coast or the Coromandel coast of India. Its acquisition and expansion is an interesting story. Before settling in Madras, the English landed at Masulipatam in 1611, and 2 years later, they were permitted to erect a fortified factory there. But because of the opposition of the Dutch, they shifted the center of their activity to Madras, the lease of which was granted to them by the local Raja in 1639. They subsequently built their factory there and also a small fort round their factory, known as Fort St. George. This was necessitated to ward off the assault of any Indian prince and the Dutch power in India. Madras soon proved to be an advantageous place for trade with the Indonesian islands, which were known for their spices. Madras was raised to the rank of presidency in 1658, and all the factories in Bengal and the Coromandel coast were subordinated to it. Then governor after governor were appointed, under whose supervision and control Madras continued to flourish till 1746. During the First Carnatic War, 1744 to 48, between the English and the French, it was captured by the French governor of Mauritius, who came to help Dupleix, the French governor of Pondicherry. After the end of the war, Madras was returned to the English in 1748. As a result of the subsequent success of the English in the Carnatic Wars, Madras gained much importance and marched ahead towards the path of prosperity. Madras soon developed into a port city and an important industrial center. It has great attraction for the tourists. Its beaches are wonderful. The Marina Beach, which is about 6 kilometers long, is considered as the second largest beach in the world. Other places which deserve special mention are Fort St. George, Presidency College, Southern Railway Headquarters, the Ripon Building, the Government Museum, the Madras High Court, the Madras University, the Guindy National Park, Art Gallery, St. Thomas Church, and many temples such as the Parthasarthi Temple. Civil Disobedience Movement 1930 to 1934. As was decided in the Lahore session of the Congress, the civil disobedience movement was started by Mahatma Gandhi in March 1930. There were many reasons for starting it. The British had promised time and again that they would give responsible government to the people, but what they actually gave was nothing but a farce. The British government continued the policy of repression. The British government also did not accept the 11 points which Gandhiji had sent to the Viceroy Lord Irwin in his letter on 2nd March 1930. Lastly, the idea of complete independence could never be achieved without challenging the British government tooth and nail. Why did Mahatma Gandhi choose to break the Salt Law? Mahatma Gandhi chose to break in 1930 because of many obvious reasons. It was a symbol of disobedience to the unjust government law according to which the state had established a monopoly on the manufacture and sale of salt. Mahatma Gandhi, along with other nationalists, argued that it was sinful to tax salt, which is an essential item of food. On this issue, all the people were one without any difference of opinion, whether one was rich or poor. Such a grievance was shared by everybody. The breaking of salt law was a good issue to start the civil disobedience movement, as was decided by the Lahore session of the Congress in 1929. Purna Swaraj could not come on its own. Some drastic action had to be taken to achieve it. Such an act as breaking the salt law could give a great momentum to the national movement. By this act, the will to fight against foreign imperialism had been further strengthened. Study in information technology. Lastly, we take a comparative study of information technology at Bengaluru in India and at the Silicon Valley in USA. Development of information technology at Bengaluru, Karnataka, India. Bangalore or Bengaluru, the capital of Karnataka, is one of the India's largest cities and an important industrial center. Many manufacturing industries producing machine tools, electric motors, aircraft, communication equipment, textiles, footwear, printed materials, timepieces, etc. have been established here. But the main thing for which it has received worldwide acclaim is the development of software industry. Since the late 1970s, it has been developing as a computer software production center. With each passing year, Bengaluru has seen a tremendous growth in the field of information technology. In 1984, Texas Instruments entered India for offshore development. In 1991, Software Technology Park of India was set up at Bengaluru. Karnataka became the first state in India to announce an IT policy. In 1998, the number of IT companies at Bengaluru grew up to 253. In 1999, the Indian Institute of Information Technology, Bengaluru, was set up. And in 2000, the number of IT companies grew to 782, and the very next year of 2001, it touched the mark of 921 with total projects worth US dollars 1.6 billion. Seeing the rapid development of IT industry in Bangalore, more than 100 multinational companies also set up their offices here. Soon, Bengaluru won the reputation of information technology capital of India. It is also known as the Silicon State of India. There are many causes which led to the development of information technology at Bengaluru. Bengaluru has a pleasant climate. The city is linked with all parts of the country by rail, road, and air.